So, you're on the hunt for a dog trainer in Mountain View. You've definitely come to the right place. We're going to break it all down and give you a clear path to finding the perfect match for you and your pup.
You know, life in Mountain View is, well, it's a special mix, right? You've got the whole tech hub vibe, busy streets, and then these awesome trails everyone loves. A well-behaved dog makes enjoying all of that so much easier and, honestly, way more fun.
All right, here's a quick look at what we're covering. We'll talk about why Mountain View is unique for training, what to look for in a trainer's philosophy, the costs, what to ask them, and of course, some local rules and spots to check out.
First up, let's talk about why training here is a little different. A training plan that works in a quiet town might not quite cut it here. A really good local trainer gets that. They know Mountain View has its own pace and its own quirks.
Just picture it. You're walking down Castro Street on a Friday night, or you're on Stevens Creek Trail and a bunch of cyclists fly by. Your dog needs to be cool with all that. That's why a trainer who actually knows these spots can help you work on the skills that really matter for your day-to-day life here.
Okay, so now that we've set the scene, let's get into the really important stuff. What kind of training philosophy and qualifications should you be looking for? This is probably the biggest piece of the puzzle.
So, the gold standard in dog training today is something called positive reinforcement. It's pretty simple, really. You reward the good stuff your dog does. This builds trust and makes them want to listen, instead of being afraid not to. It just works.
Now, here's a tricky thing. California doesn't have a licensing system for dog trainers. So how do you know who's legit? Well, certifications are your best friend here. Look for acronyms like CPDTK for general skills. If you're dealing with bigger behavioral stuff, something like a CBCCKA is a really good sign. It shows they've put in the work and are serious about their profession.
And this is a big one. If a trainer talks about using fear or pain, just walk away. It's a huge red flag. Humane training isn't just nice. It's actually safer for your dog, for you, and for the whole neighborhood.
All right, let's get down to brass tacks. What kind of programs are out there, and what's the price tag look like in our area?
So you've basically got two main flavors, group classes and private sessions. Group classes, awesome for getting your dog used to other dogs and people around. It's all about focus. But if the problem is at your front door, barking at deliveries or jumping on your friends, then a private session right there at home is probably what you need.
Okay, let's talk money. Here's a quick look at some typical costs around Mountain View and Santa Clara County. Keep in mind, this is the Bay Area, so prices can be a bit steep. A series of group classes will be in the few hundreds range. Private lessons, you're looking at a higher per-session cost. And then there's board and train, which is a much bigger investment. This should give you a good ballpark for your budget.
So, you've narrowed it down to a few names. Awesome. Now comes the interview. Don't be shy about this. You're hiring someone for a really important job, and having some solid questions ready to go is key.
In that first conversation, think of it less like a sales call and more like a consultation. You're trying to find the right fit for your family. So let's get you prepped with exactly what you should be asking.
Here are the top 5 questions you absolutely have to ask. 1. What methods do you use? You want to hear positive reinforcement. 2. What are your credentials? Check for those certifications we talked about. 3. How would you tailor a plan for my dog in Mountain View? Make it local. 4. How do we track progress? And finally, number 5. What's the total cost? Any hidden fees? Get it all up front so there are no surprises down the road.
All right, so you've hired a trainer, you're learning new things. Now what? You've got to practice. And you also need to know the local do's and don'ts. Let's talk about what that looks like here in town.
We've got some great spots to put those new skills to the test. The dog parks at Shoreline and Wissman, they're fenced, which is perfect for practicing recall without any stress. And if you're working on leash manners, you can't beat the trails at Stevens Creek or Shoreline. Plenty of space and real-world distractions.
And just a quick rundown of the rules, because being a good dog owner is also about being a good neighbor. The big one is the leash law. Unless you're in a designated dog park, your dog needs to be on a leash 6 feet or shorter. Also, make sure their dog's rabies vaccine is up to date and that they're licensed with the county. It's required for all dogs over 4 months old.
Look, at the end of the day, this is all about one thing, having a dog you can truly share your life with. The whole point is to feel totally confident taking your pup with you, whether you're grabbing an outdoor seat at a cafe on Castro, walking through Shoreline, or just having people over to your house without any chaos. It really makes everything better. So good luck with your search and your training. You've got this.